Good morning, guys. I'm not going to keep you too long this morning. I just wanted to come on here really quickly and talk about staying committed. Um, and I want to clarify when I say staying committed, because somebody made a comment yesterday on a post that I made in regard to staying committed. That staying committed is not based on the behavior or the reaction um, around you in your environment or the people in your life, but it's based on the core of who you are. See, the thing about staying committed is the things that you do when you're not discouraged, when you are happy, when things are going right. Those are the things that's going to help you when things are not going right, when you are discouraged, when depression is knocking at the door, when discouragement is knocking at the door. What's going to help you when discouragement is knocking at the door is the things that you do when things are going right. So that's what I want to talk about today, because the notion that we're never going to get discouraged or contemplate the thought of not being committed is absolutely ridiculous, because we're human beings. We're not perfect. We all have default settings. And what I mean by default setting, the person that we have to fight against, those negative thoughts that we have to fight against, the things we say about ourselves when people are not around, and I'm referring to the negative things. So I talk a lot about putting God first. Almost every post that I put, I'm always putting hashtag put God first. Now, when you put God first consistently, and this is what you do on a daily basis, every decision you make, you find a wallet. Should I return that wallet, or should I keep the money? You return the wallet. That's putting God first. When someone does something wrong to you, you want to hold a grudge. You want to be bitter. You want to do revenge, but you choose not to. You forget. That's putting God first. When you consistently put God first in your daily life, it becomes automatic. You're on autopilot. It's automatic when you put God first. When you put God first, that's step number one in staying committed, is that when you put God first before you're discouraged, then when you are discouraged, your autopilot, what you normally do, is going to kick in. The core of who you are is going to kick in. That's what's going to help you make it through those discouraging moments. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You know how you influencers or you marketing people know your crap? I know what I'm talking about. When you make putting God first a habit, when you are discouraged, your spiritual man will not allow you to quit, because you've worked so hard and consistently in putting God first. The autopilot of your spirituality is going to kick in, because you do it so much and you do it every day. The second thing is this is almost the same thing, discipline. Now, people, discipline is something that you do every day, right? You wake up, you have a morning routine, you do this, you do that, you do that. When you are disciplined and you create these habits, the discipline is what's going to take over and keep you committed to God, to your purpose, to the promises that you made to people. That's what's going to keep you committed, because when you create that discipline and you do anything outside of what you do every day, it feels weird. It feels weird. Lately, I've been out of whack with my schedule. It feels weird. Why? Because it's not the norm. I created a habit for myself. So what you're doing, what I'm saying is, you're making it hard to quit. The goal is to make it hard to quit. You can't quit because you've created a foundation. The foundation that you created won't allow you to not be committed. It allows you to stay committed. So the first thing is you always put God first. When things are great, when things are perfect, the sun is shining, the kids are acting right, family members are okay, friends are fine, your career is popping, the sales are coming in, the newsletters that you're sending out, people are buying your books, things are great, the love life is awesome, your man ain't acting up, your wife ain't acting up. This is when you continually put God first. And secondly, this is when you stay disciplined, you stay in your routine, because those are the things that's going to kick in when you feel discouraged. Trust me. The third thing is you want to make getting therapy normal. You know how you wake up every day and you brush your teeth and you take a shower and you eat every day? Therapy is not for when things are going bad. You're having problems in your marriage, the kids are acting up, you're depressed, you have migraine headaches, or whatever the situation is, that's when you want to get therapy. Therapy should be like regular. Just like you have health insurance, therapy should be just something that you do regardless of what's going on in your life. The reason why this is important is because you're going to create a healthy habit where you're speaking to a professional and you're constantly doing maintenance. Therapy is maintenance. It's like a vehicle with changing your oil. When you don't change your oil, that light goes up in your car. It tells you that the oil is low. I know I drove a Honda and it would tell me the percentage of my oil. My oil's at this percentage, my oil's at this percentage. And this is what spirituality does to us. When things are starting to go wrong in our life, the Holy Spirit starts to jug on us, tap on our shoulders. All of a sudden, we're hearing messages, people that don't even know our business. Every podcast we listen to, every message we listen to, things that we haven't even said out loud. We're hearing in messages. That's the Holy Spirit saying, something's wrong. You got to pay attention to this. The Holy Spirit is whispering in your ear. That's what therapy is. Therapy is maintenance. It's constant maintenance. When you constantly get your oil change in your car is going to function. When you get the tires rotated, the tires are not going to get bald all of a sudden. That's why it's important to constantly be in therapy. You should never not be in therapy. Now, the length of time, the amount, the frequency of the therapy may be different because you may be more spiritually advanced and more mature. You've healed, so you don't necessarily have to go to therapy 5 days a week. But therapy should always be in your life because that is the thing that's going to be able to sustain you when things go south. The fourth thing is a support system. Always have at least one friend that you talk to that you can vent to. That you can say, girl, I know God ain't abandoned me, but I sure feel abandoned right now. I know in my heart that I'm going to make it through this, but I just feel weak right now. I know in my heart that God is never going to let me down. I have receipts of when God has come through for me. Remember when God did this? Remember when God did this? If I know God has brought me through this, why am I feeling discouraged? Someone that you can be honest with. You can take off that mask and you can be real. I've shared this before. I know God ain't going to abandon me. I have stories for days of how God has had my back. I still have stories until this day how God has had my back. God doesn't even need my help. All God does is requires for me to be obedient. That's it. And he got this. So that support system is imperative. Someone that's not going to throw it in your face, talk about your business, someone that you trust, even if it's one person. Even if it's one person, those things have to be in place. And when that is in place, it's going to help you when you feel like you can't stand and your knees are buckling in and you can't even pray for yourself. That support system is going to help you to stay committed to God. Stay committed to yourself. Stay committed to your purpose. And the fifth thing is you need to create some sort of outlet. For me, it's working out. For me, it's probably sometimes cleaning, depending on what's going on. For me, it's taking a walk. For me, it's swimming, going to the beach. My number one outlet is the beach. I love the beach. I feel so sorry for myself because I'm going to end up north at some point, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, y'all. Because I'm a Florida girl. I love my sun. I love my sand. I love my beach. And that is my outlet. That's the place that I go to where I can use as an outlet to inhale and exhale and breathe. So we're going to go over these 5 steps. These 5 steps are important to implement, not when you get discouraged, on a daily basis. When things are popping, when you're happy, everybody acting right, your bank account is fire. The man he's on point. She's on point. The kids are not acting up. These are the things that you do. Trust me. So when you feel discouraged, all of these things that I just said, they're all going to kick in like autopilot. They're all going to kick in like muscle memory. So the first thing is you put God first. Every single day in everything you do, make it a habit to put God first. This is where your moral compass kicks in, your value kicks in, and your integrity kicks in, your biblical principles kick in, the foundation of who you are kick in. The second thing is you are disciplined. You have routines. You have things that you do every morning. You wake up, you meditate, you pray, you eat breakfast, you drink a cup of coffee, you exercise. Something you do every day. The third thing is therapy. You make therapy an option. You don't make therapy an option. It's something that you do. The frequency of it changes as you grow spiritually, but you make sure that therapy is in. The fourth thing is you have a support system, even if it's just one person. If it's one friend, that's fine. That's all you need. Someone you can vent to and say, girl, where God at? Because I don't see God. Where he at? I know he here, but I can't see him. Someone that's not going to judge you. And the fifth thing is an outlet, something, working out, going to the beach, I don't know, playing ball. I don't know, whatever that is for you. For me, it's the beach. It's water. I love water. I love the beach. I ain't going to know what to do up north. What y'all do up north? Because I don't know what I'm going to do. But that's my outlet. Guys, everybody has their niche. And everybody has their thing. When I tell you I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about. When I get in a rut, these things are what keeps me committed. These things right here. If you don't listen to anything or any video that I've ever made, if you find me boring or you find me super religious or nothing I've ever said to you means anything, if you can at least take this and put it on a sticky pad and put it in your wallet, I'm telling you, I promise you, this works. When you put God first, when you make it a habit to put God first every single day, when you make it a habit to be disciplined, when you make it a habit to have therapy, when you make it a habit to have an outlet, when you make it a habit to have a support system, and these habits are put in place when things are going good, those things are what's going to come in as an autopilot to save you when you're depressed, to save you when you want to quit, to save you when those sales are coming in, to save you when you go a week and you haven't sold one book or one product, to save you when them kids are acting up, to save you when that friend or family member betrayed you for the 10th millionth time, to save you when you just want to say, you know what, screw this. I want to go work a 9 to 5. Screw this entrepreneur crap. To save you when your man is acting up. To save you when your wife is acting up. I'm telling you, these things are when you put these things in place as the core of who you are, these things right here is what's going to save you when you don't want to stay committed. I promise you, if you don't listen to anything I've said, listen to this video, because I know personally it has gotten me out of a lot of moments where I didn't want to be committed, guys. When you do this, Commitment is in your core of who you are. It doesn't depend on what's going on in your environment. It's like being clean. If you are around people who are not as clean as you, that's going to stop you from being clean. Why? Because that's the core of who you are. If you eat healthy and that's a lifestyle you make, and you go to dinner and everybody around you eating bread and eating this and that's not the core of who you are, you do you. The key to this video is your core. You wake up and you deal with your core every day. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm not a big fitness person. Maybe a fitness person could explain this to you in more detail. But I know that when we work on our core, when we exercise, those are the things that help us not get injuries. That's why your core is important. And that's why Pilates and yoga and all of that stuff and lifting weight and stretching is important, because it eliminates injuries. So when you do have an accident, your bones are not quick to get hurt, because the core of who you are has been, you work on your core every day as a lifestyle. And this is the core that you're working on every day. So if you don't listen to anything, please listen to this video. Write these steps down on a little sticky pad or in your home office. Write it down and look at it every day. And ask yourself, when you wake up every day, am I doing these things? I listen to all my influencers who are giving me advice on marketing and all this stuff they're telling me, because you guys know what you're talking about. But please, when it comes to spirituality and when it comes to the core and biblical principles, let me tell you, I know what I'm talking about. Listen to me, because when there's going to be a time where you're going to want to take your phone and throw it in the ocean, and I'm like, I quit. In order to stay committed, you have to be committed to these 5 core things. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.